Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Conversation Spirituelle. You are listening 1111, Chapter 2. I'm Jean Pierre, and I'm very happy to introduce our guest today, Christina. She was born in Toronto, Canada, raised in Barbados. She is a physical education specialist and a registered massage therapist who believe deeply in energy, mindfulness, and the healing connection between body and mind. Christina, welcome and thank you for being with
Well,
us.
thank you for having me.
Great. So, to start our chapter today, I would like to invite you to share a personal story, an experience that had a strong emotional or psychological impact in your life. So, dear Christina, tell us what's happened and how did it shape your journey?
Well, what I want to talk about is death in the family. Um, for myself, my mom died when I was a child, and then last year, my dad died as I was an adult, and I feel like you become faced with your own mortality, and for me, experiencing them from different stages of life has been interesting going through it and also managing how you feel about it. When I was a kid, I feel like you don't really get the full feeling of what your life means or how long it's going to be or what you're going to do because you're a kid. You don't really realize how
Yeah,
precious life is or how time flies. So it was just unfortunate that my mom died, but it gave me a different perspective on how you can literally be here 1 minute and then gone the next. So
yeah,
yeah, when she was before she had cancer, she got sick, and she was
yeah,
very vibrant, happy, loving, and then it was just strange to see her kind of fade to black, from being well to not being well. And
yeah,
yeah, I as a kid, I think I cried a lot and I felt lonely and I felt like, well, I needed my mom or I missed my mom. But I felt like I managed it better because my dad was there to kind of help me and take care of me, and he was always watching over me. So I felt because we both lost someone that we love, it wasn't as lonely. You felt like you still had someone that cared about you in life.
yeah,
So I I feel from that experience, I appreciate people more because sometimes you think you're gonna see them the next time and you really aren't.
yeah, yeah,
The
for sure.
the day that I think about is the last day that I saw her because she wasn't well. She was at the hospital, and then they wanted to take her to England to get treatment. And this time we were in Barbados. So we went to the hospital. They were getting her things together to take her to the airport. And I remember drawing her a painting or something of butterflies in a garden, something just to give her on the plane. And I was just
Yeah,
thinking, oh, I can't wait till she comes back because I just, I just thought that everything was going to be fine. You're just kind of unaware of how much your life is going to change. And then we went to the airport, and I remember distinctly feeling I held the picture until we got to the airport. So in Barbados at that time, you could, even if you're not traveling, you could go all the way down to where the planes were. And then you could wait at the tarmac and you wave at people as they walk towards the plane. So I just remember I gave her the picture. She gave me a hug and a kiss. And
mm,
then they just wheeled her across the tarmac. And I just had this feeling that as she was disappearing, I was just like, oh, I'm never going to see her again. But I don't know why
yeah,
that feeling came over me. I felt like I was fine at the hospital. We were going to be good. And then when she was rolling away, it was just like, this is the last time that I'm going to see her. And it was. And then more recently, which was last year, I lost my dad, which was also different from my mom because my mom was sick for a while and then she died. But my dad, he just died suddenly. So I wasn't really expecting it at all. You just like, you just talk to the person and then you expect that you're going to hear them the next time. And then you just didn't. That was quite surprising and painful.
Christina, thank you for trusting us with something so tender and painful. Losing your mother that way and then later losing your father so suddenly is a profound double loss. One that can't, shake the foundation of a person's life. I can feel the innocence of that moment you describe, the hope, and then the quiet intuition that something was changing forever. And then years later, the shock of an unexpected goodbye. So, I would like to gently ask you, after experiencing the double sorrow, what helped you to keep going? What did you do internally or practically to process that chaos and continue living, growing, and finding meaning?
What I use to manage it is that at the time, this last few years, I've been skating, go to the gym, I try to have more relationships with my friends and talk to people more and do more things together. So with the grief, I felt I just use roller skating to help me manage, to be busy or have something to do that I could do by myself that made me feel good. And this time the difference was, first of all, you now have no parents. So there's no one in the world that loves you the way that you would be loved if you have your parents.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of lonely. That's how I would describe I feel in general. Now I feel very alone.
Yeah, I know. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Christina. And I understand you. Trust me, I understand you. So, before we move on, I just would like to invite you to offer some advice to our listeners because you never know. Some people listening right now may be going through a very similar situation.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I would say. First of all, death is part of life. So you can't really get away from it. The most you can do is prepare. Prepare yourself for your death and prepare yourself for other people's death in terms of just accepting that it's part of life, even though it sucks. And then also to, when you feel sad, like, or you feel down or you feel upset because someone's no longer there, you have to just kind of go through it. Like, what about it is making you feel, I like to break down things to say, what is it about the feeling that's bothering me? And the thing that's weird is just the little things like you wish you could talk to the person, or you wish you could see them, or you wish you could hang out with them or be with them, but they're not there. Their stuff is there, but they're not there. It's like they left home and haven't come back yet. It's just a strange feeling. So if you feel strange about those things, like that's normal to not fight yourself on your sorrow. And then the other thing I would offer is to make sure you have someone or some ones that you can talk to, because a lot of people don't really know how to deal with death. They don't know how to deal with someone who died, whether they were sick or they were suddenly, they don't know what to say. But it's good to identify who you can talk to when you feel bad, or who you can hang out with if you need company because you feel lonely.
Yeah.
Like I would say that. Yeah. And it's okay to talk about it or write it down. Sometimes you might not want to speak, but it's good to put the feelings somewhere. Don't let them sit in your heart.
Yes, absolutely. Talking to other people is something that truly helps us all. Thank you. Thank you, Christina. Thank you so much for sharing your story and your wisdom with us today. And thank you as well to our listeners for being with us. So, before we wrap up, would you like to share one final word with our listener, Christina?
I would say make sure you use your time wisely because the clock is running. It's just ticking every second. It's just ticking. Don't waste it. Spend it with people you care about. Do things that you're happy to do. Enjoy life the way you'd like to. And don't be
Yeah.
afraid to. Just grab the bull by the horns and go for it.
That is truly important, really important, Christina. So thank you so much. And thank you to everyone for listening. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast on Spotify so you don't miss what's coming next. Take care, stay grounded, and we will meet again on the next chapter. Bye.